Hey everyone! Welcome back to Learn English Podcast, the show where we dig into how everyday choices shape our brains, our moods, and the way we live. I'm Clara.
And I'm Mark. And today, we've got a topic that might make you think twice before hitting that drive-thru.
Oh, I can already feel people getting nervous. Yep, today's episode is called Fast Food Bad for Your Brain?
Exactly. We all know fast food isn't great for your waistline, but what about your mind? Can too many burgers, fries, or milkshakes actually mess with your focus, your memory, even your mood?
It's kind of wild to think about, right? Because fast food feels like part of modern life. You're busy, you're tired, and there's a McDonald's on every corner.
Right. It's convenient, it's cheap, and let's be honest, it tastes amazing. But our brain might be paying the price for all that convenience.
So today we're going to break it down. Why fast food is so addictive, how it affects your brain chemistry, and what actually happens inside your head after that happy meal.
Yeah, maybe not so happy after all.
We'll also talk about some small changes you can make to keep your brain sharp and energized without giving up all your favorite foods.
And don't worry, this isn't a guilt trip. We're not here to shame anyone for loving pizza or fries. I mean, I still love my weekend burger.
Same here. This is just about understanding what's going on behind the scenes, because the more we know, the better choices we can make.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why do we love fast food so much? I mean, we all know it's not the healthiest option, but it's like our brains just can't say no sometimes.
Totally. It's funny. You can be full. You can even promise yourself you'll eat something healthy. And then suddenly that smell of fries hits you, and your brain goes, Yep, I need that.
Exactly. That's because fast food is designed to be addictive. The perfect mix of fat, sugar, and salt triggers your brain's reward system. It releases dopamine, which makes you feel happy and satisfied, at least for a while.
So it's kind of like your brain saying, Wow, this feels amazing. Let's do it again. Even if your body's like, maybe not.
Yeah, it's a little bit like being tricked by your own brain chemistry. And the food industry knows this. They spend millions testing what combination of flavor, crunch, and aroma gives people that instant pleasure.
That's wild. And it's not just the flavor, it's the convenience too. You can get fast food anywhere, anytime. No cooking, no cleaning, no waiting. It's comfort on demand.
Right. It fits perfectly into our fast-paced lifestyle. We're always running somewhere, school, work, errands, so we just grab something quick.
And sometimes it's not even hunger, it's emotional. Like when you're stressed, bored, or sad, fast food can feel like a quick fix.
Yeah, it's comfort food for the mind. You get that short burst of happiness once, but the problem is it fades fast.
Exactly. That's when the dopamine crash happens. Your brain wants more of that happy feeling, so you crave fast food again. It becomes a cycle.
It's kind of like scrolling on social media. It gives you little hits of dopamine, but too much of it can make your brain feel drained over time.
That's such a good comparison. And what's worse is that when we eat a lot of fast food, our taste buds actually start changing. We expect everything to be super salty or sugary.
So when we eat real food, like vegetables or plain rice, it suddenly feels bland. Our brains basically get rewired to crave intensity.
And that's why it's so hard to stop. It's not just willpower, it's brain chemistry, habit, and even marketing all working together.
Exactly. It's a perfect storm. Fast food isn't just food, it's a full experience that hooks your brain.
But here's the twist. What makes fast food so enjoyable at first might also be what's slowly harming your brain in the long run.
Oof, that's the scary part. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into next. How fast food actually affects your brain on a biological level. Alright, so now that we know why fast food feels so irresistible, let's talk about what it actually does to your brain.
Yeah, this is the part that surprised me the most when I started reading about it. We usually think fast food just affects our body, like weight or cholesterol, but the truth is, it also changes the way our brain functions.
Exactly. One of the biggest effects is inflammation. When you eat a lot of fast food, high in sugar, salt, and saturated fats, it can cause inflammation in the brain, especially in areas like the hippocampus.
And the hippocampus is super important for memory and learning, right?
Yup, it's basically your brain's memory center. So when that area gets inflamed, it becomes harder to concentrate, remember things, or even control your emotions.
That explains why people who eat a lot of fast food sometimes feel foggy or tired. It's like your brain just isn't running as smoothly.
Right? Some studies even show that fast food can lower levels of a chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which helps your brain grow and stay healthy.
So, without enough BDNF, your brain cells can't communicate properly. That could affect not just memory, but even mood and motivation.
Exactly. It's one reason why researchers have linked diets high in processed foods to a higher risk of depression and anxiety.
That's kind of scary when you think about it. I mean, it's not just about gaining a few pounds, it's about how we feel and think every day.
Totally. And it gets worse when you eat fast food regularly, because your brain starts to adapt to it. It gets used to those strong flavors and quick dopamine hits.
So basically, your brain becomes lazy.
In a way, yes. It stops responding as strongly to other types of food or natural rewards. Things like a walk outside, a good book, or even healthy meals feel less satisfying.
Wow. So fast food doesn't just feed your stomach, it kind of trains your brain to crave more junk.
Exactly. And the tricky part is that it happens slowly. You might not notice it after one burger, but over time, your focus, energy, and even creativity can take a hit.
It's like your brain goes from being a high performance engine to a car running on cheap fuel. It still works, but not as efficiently.
Perfect analogy. The good news is the brain is super adaptable. When you start eating healthier, like more fruits, vegetables, and omega-3 fats, your brain can actually recover.
That's the hopeful part. So it's never too late to make changes.
Exactly. And in the next segment, we'll talk about some real-life experiences and how small shifts in your diet can make a huge difference in how your brain feels and performs.
I can't wait for that, because I definitely have a story to share. So, Mark, after reading all this research, I started thinking about my own eating habits. Back in college, I was basically living on fast food burgers, instant noodles, fried chicken, you name it.
Oh, same here. I think everyone goes through that cheap and easy food phase in college.
Yeah, I mean, it was convenient and affordable, but I remember feeling constantly tired. Like, I'd sleep 8 hours and still wake up exhausted, and I couldn't focus during lectures.
That's exactly what happened to me. I used to think I was just overworked, but now I realize it was probably my diet. My brain was running on sugar and oil instead of real nutrients.
Totally. And I noticed something else. My mood was all over the place. Some days I felt super energetic, then suddenly I'd crash and get irritable for no reason.
Yeah, that sugar high and crash cycle is real. It's like emotional roller coaster powered by fries and cola.
Exactly. It wasn't until I started cooking at home, just simple meals like rice, vegetables, and grilled chicken, that I realized how much better I could think.
Same here. I started replacing fast food lunches with homemade wraps or salads, and within a week, I felt sharper. Like, I could focus on work for hours without needing a caffeine boost.
It's amazing how fast your brain responds once you feed it properly. It's like it says, "Finally, thank you for the nutrients."
Yeah, like your brain's been waiting for you to notice. And you know what's cool? You don't have to completely give up fast food.
Exactly! It's all about balance. I still grab fries once in a while, but now I treat them like an occasional treat, not a daily habit.
That's the key word. Habit. The more you build routines around real food, the easier it gets. And soon, your body actually starts craving healthier stuff.
It's so true. I used to think people who liked salads were pretending, but once your taste buds reset, real food starts tasting amazing.
Totally. And mentally, it's such a big difference. Less brain fog, better mood, more motivation. You just feel clear.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect, it's about being aware. Knowing how food affects your brain gives you the power to make smarter choices.
Exactly. And that awareness is the first step toward real change.
So if you're listening right now and you're feeling stuck, tired, or unfocused, maybe start by just swapping one fast food meal a day for something homemade.
That small change can seriously transform your energy and your mood. I've felt it myself.
Same here. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Start small, be kind to yourself, and your brain will thank you later.
Absolutely. And speaking of thanking your brain, in our next and final segment, we'll share our takeaways and some easy tips you can try today to give your brain the best fuel possible.
Stay tuned. We're wrapping it up with some practical advice next. All right, everyone. We've talked about a lot today, from why fast food feels so good to how it secretly affects the way we think, focus, and even feel.
Yeah, and honestly, it's eye-opening. I think most of us know fast food isn't healthy, but we rarely think about how it impacts the brain, not just the body.
Exactly. The truth is, our brain runs on what we eat. It's like fuel for a car. If you keep putting in low quality fuel, the engine's going to slow down eventually.
Yep, and no one wants a brain that's running on empty.
So, maybe the message today isn't never eat fast food again, but more like be mindful. Treat it as an occasional reward, not a daily habit.
Totally agree. And try adding foods that actually boost brain health. Things like avocados, nuts, salmon, blueberries, and leafy greens.
And hydrate. Our brain is about 75% water, so even mild dehydration can affect focus and mood.
Good point. And don't forget sleep and movement. They go hand in hand with nutrition. You can't expect your brain to function well if it's running on fries, soda, and 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
The cool thing is, even small steps make a difference. You don't need to become a health guru overnight. Just start by swapping one meal, cooking once a week, or even packing snacks instead of grabbing takeout.
Exactly. Over time, those small choices add up, and your brain will start rewarding you in return. Better focus, better mood, more creativity.
And honestly, when you start feeling that difference, it becomes the best motivation to keep going.
Well said. So, take care of your brain. It's the only one you've got.
Couldn't agree more.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Mind Talks. We hope it inspired you to think differently about the food on your plate and how it shapes the way you think, feel, and live.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share, and leave us a rating. It really helps more people discover the show.